Good morning.
Good morning.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, I'm going to mute you. I'm in the car, so I'm leaving the house.
All right, be careful. Won't say anything too earth-shattering to make you crash.
Hello, Lori.
Hey, Bruce, how are you?
Good, good. Took care of that little matter yesterday.
Gonna have to refresh my memory later. So, did you see my email about the lock stove?
Mm-hmm. I
Is
did.
that what you're referring to?
No.
I'm a little all over the place these days, so I'm gonna have to refresh my memory. I'm not sure.
No.
I'm just taking attendance, everyone. Where are you today? In Tuscany?
Actually, yes, Chianti, a little bit. Very nice.
We always travel the world when Bruce hops on the Zoom call. Give everyone a few minutes. I feel like I'm missing something. David, Agatha, Connie, Flo, Ryan, Fabrice.
Hello.
I got you. Okay. Nobody else wants to be on camera today with me besides Bruce and David? Bruce, that's David, by the way. And there's Fabrice.
How are you, David? Nice to meet you.
Everybody, welcome David. He's
Donald.
Donald. I'm so sorry. I don't know why I did that.
Nice to meet you. How you doing?
Donald.
Hello, David. Donald. How are you?
Donald. Come up as Samantha. I knew it wasn't
David.
Samantha.
Hi, David.
Hey, how's it going?
I'm sorry. That's on me, not you.
No, don't worry about it.
Joseph, how are you?
Hey, Bruce. Okay, how you doing?
Good, good.
How you doing?
Lane's listening in the background, doing her mailer, so. Did you hear that? Helene says, welcome aboard.
Hi,
And she
Elaine.
called you Donald.
Thank you. How you doing?
Who's my iPad Air? Is that Doreen?
Yes, yes.
Hi, Doreen.
Good morning, good morning. Incognito.
That's good.
No, nobody wants to be on camera. Only the men are brave today. I'm gonna give it 2 more
Like your
minutes.
backyard. Hey, Bruce.
Yeah, Joseph.
I like your backyard. Malvern's looking good.
It is. It is. I built it by myself, Joe.
Okay. Again, because I got a lot of stuff to do, and right now the phones are, dare I say, quiet. I don't want to say that.
Lori,
As soon as we start talking, they're gonna ring off the hook.
can I ask you a question, Lori?
You may. What's up?
I like your virtual background.
My virtual background. This is an actual background. This is like my forever background these days.
Oh.
No, it should be good soon. Somebody
Lori,
coming
I'm
in.
here. Sorry I'm late.
Oh, you're out. We're kicking you out.
You want to
Yeah.
you want to boot me because I'm in the middle of sourcing a borrower's Super Bowl deposits from last year for his purchase, and it's a little jammed up right now.
He's using Super Bowl winnings as part of his proof of funds. That's historical. Hey, whatever works, right?
Well, he's trying to, but as you know, that can't be done. So
Might not work.
Not going. for
not
it.
going to work.
Not gonna work. There we go.
Hey, Tim.
Can you hear us now, Shaquille? I saw your chat. Yes? No? Maybe? You're very dark. You gotta turn a light on. All right. Oh, and we got Wesley here. All right, guys, I'm gonna get started. Anyone else who jumps on, I'm using the company account today, which is why I'm listed as Deb Asher instead of me. This way we can stay on the full amount of time and not get booted mid-sentence like last time. So you guys all got the agenda yesterday, right? The agenda?
Yep.
Okay, so numbers, we're doing pretty good for September. We got 8 listings so far. So let's keep on that track because as we know, listings turn into contracts, which turn into closings. So we need the listings. Written, we're still having a really good month. As you see, so close to 200. So you guys have spoiled me where 200 was like an off month. Now I expect it. So I need one more deal to put us over that 200 mark. So anyone who's got a deal that's really close, get it to me by Wednesday, please. So this way we can bump that number up a little bit. So, and closings are still a little slow, but I'm expecting those to start picking up as, you know, we had really good, you know, July, August, and September. So those are the things that are starting to close now. So I'm anticipating a mad rush in the next couple of weeks. Right, Tim? Right?
We are digging out, just so you
Yeah.
know, we are digging out right now. I have at least 15 files cleared this week.
Perfect. All right, good. They better be all hours. There you go. Put all the other ones to the back burner. All right. So right now, year to date, we've closed just over 700,000. Our remainder to gold medallion, still pretty hefty, but we have over 700,000 in contract. We're short just 147. We're going to be close again. So if you guys could just do, I don't know, it's supposed to be beautiful this weekend. Start knocking on some doors. Let's get some, you know, quick deals in. Maybe we could get a quick cash deal in, you know. So 147, it's probably about 10 deals, you know, GCI wise, but I think we could do it. Couldn't you all use one more deal for the year, right? Come on, Christmas is coming. And according to everything on the news, you're gonna have to buy everything online. So, and you need to start shopping now. So let's get one more deal into contract so we can buy all those presents, right? Yes? No? Maybe? Yep. All right. So that's where we stand as far as numbers. I think it's still doable. It's, you know, it's a little bit of wishful thinking, but I have full faith in all of you, and I know we can do this, all right? So one more deal, that's it, one more deal. So go out, go knock on some doors, because remember, you can do everything except for pick up the phone. You can email, you can text, you can door knock, you can mail, right? Elaine's not on the call right now because she's getting a mail already. It's going to be at the post office by this afternoon. So do something to get you some business for this month, okay? All right, first item on the agenda, dues. All right, I know I've had this argument with a few people. Well, MLS says I can pay by the 30th. Nope, the company policy, and I've been telling you this for months now, is they need to be paid by end of business today. Anyone who is not paid by end of business today will be released on Monday. All right, so please pay those dues. I've been reaching out individually to a few people that I haven't heard from. If I absolutely have not heard from you by the end of business today, you're going to be released tomorrow. All right. Anybody that told me, you know, I just need an extra day or two, fine. But absolutely anybody who's not paid by the end of the day on Monday is released. That is, I'm going to stay late on Monday and release anybody who hasn't paid. Because as you know, this is not me being, excuse the expression, a bitch. If even one person in the company does not pay, the entire company, all 700 agents, lose access to their stratus, okay? And I will not be the reason why that happens, all right? So guys could just mute yourselves. I think that's you, Lily, you got a phone ringer. So pay your dues. I still got a pretty good list here. It's, you know, pretty much a full page. So you guys know who you are. And if you don't know who you are, I've reached out to you. So check your texts, all right, to pay your dues. All right. Next thing, paperwork. I'm in the process of checking everybody's paperwork. I'm going to be in tomorrow, so you will get an email from me if you're missing anything. All right. So keep an eye out for that because I'm finally getting to catch up on all of that to make sure all of the files are complete, right? So, you know, really since the pandemic hit, I haven't been a stickler about it because we're just kind of trying to keep our heads afloat, but I do have time now. So I will be in tomorrow and doing paperwork, all right? So look for that. And there's pretty much everybody in the company who has a listing or something in contract is missing something. There were very few deals where I had everything. Thank you. Okay. Next thing, marketing. So you guys all know we have a marketing committee, correct? Right? We have a marketing committee, yes, no, maybe so.
Yeah.
Do you guys take advantage of the items? Well, I know Joe does because he's using one of our pieces as a backdrop for a Zoom. So you guys, does anybody use, and you can unmute yourself for this. This is an open discussion. So do you guys, what do you think of the pieces being put out by the marketing committee? Do you like them? Would you like to see something different? Is there anything you don't like? They're looking for feedback, and I'm actually on the marketing committee, so, you know. You like what we're doing?
I like to get
Okay.
They're, I like the look and they're easy to use.
Right. Well, they're geared to be quick for social media, so that when you're scrolling through Instagram or scrolling through Facebook, it's a quick grab, okay? So we've been trying to mix it up a little bit, some informational. You guys know we started with the home is, which is what Joe has up in his background. Then we did a couple of funny things, like we had a Cinco de Mayo one. We have, whenever there's a holiday, we try to do something like that. And now we're in the home buyer and home seller tips. So we're kind of mixing it up a little bit to go between them. So we're trying to give you informational pieces that are ready for you to just share on your social media. I've noticed some agents in other offices, they brand it, which you can do that. You can put your own information. You just can't sway from the Century 21 guidelines. So it's got to keep in format with the, the colors and whatnot. You can't change it all of a sudden and make it red, white, and blue, or, anything like that. It's got to stay in the obsessed gray and relentless gold colors of Century 21, right? And that honestly, by doing that, helps you guys in the long run, because as people are looking, it's an easy spot. Like, somebody sees those colors, they know, oh, that's a Century 21 ad. You want it to be to the point where they're like, oh my God, Century 21 is everywhere. Whenever I turn on my computer, Century 21 is everywhere. It gives the impression that, we're the company to list with, we're the company to do business with, because we're out there, we're marketing, we're getting our message out there, right? And if anybody has any questions or any issues on how to do this, please see me, okay? I'd be happy to help you, all right? So no constructive criticism about anything, nothing that you'd like to see as far as the marketing goes? More what? Okay. Okay. Sounds good. Well, we're coming up to the end of the month, so we'll have the market snapshot again. That must be a big seller, because somebody who left the company stole it and put it on their social media. They didn't even change the colors or anything. So, so that must be a good one. All right. In my managers meeting this week, a couple of managers were talking about appraisals. Tim, maybe you want to jump in on this. Apparently, other offices are having issues with short appraisals coming in. I haven't seen too many in our office, although one of the agents brought in a check yesterday and the appraisal was short. So, which we knew kind of might happen with these bidding wars. People bid it up over asking, and they're doing 25, 35 above asking. So when the appraisal comes in, there's really nothing to support it. So, Tim, are you seeing a lot of that?
I'll tell you this, because this came up in Long Beach the other day. So I'm not seeing it, but I'm going to knock on wood, because this is something that happens when you have a market like this, right? You have each sale kind of raising the bar for the next sale, and you don't have closed contract or closed purchases to support that, But appraisers are allowed to use contracts in order to support that price. So that helps. Okay. I haven't seen it yet. I'm not going to say it doesn't happen. But I think you guys, that do business with me know the appraisers that we use. And a lot of times the last several have been with the same local guy that I've been using, for 20 years. Every time an agent tells me who the appraiser was, and it's him, who shall remain nameless, you know, I'm excited because I know he's a local guy. He's been doing business in the area locally for years and years and years, and they find ways around that, you know, certain situations. But it is something that typically happens in this type of market. They do have tools at their disposal to try to hit the number they need. But it's one of those things that when when you're a 5% down buyer, 3.5% down buyer, it makes a market like this even tougher. You know, those people are, in order to get a deal or beat out somebody who's putting 15 to 20% down, they have to get aggressive and outbid those people. And that's how we're getting these insane, you know, purchase prices. And that makes it tough on the appraiser to, you know, to hit the number. But I have not run into it yet. Knock on wood. I do not need another obstacle in front of me right now. So
No, definitely not. All right, but Tim brings up a good point. So we're always so conditioned to make sure we bring the most recent sale. So if you have something that's a little on, you know, on the iffy side, maybe look for pendings. You know, if you call the listing agent, sometimes if it's pending, depending on your relationship with them, they may be able to tell you. Or I know appraisers have called me on things when they're in contract asking me, well, what is the selling price? So, you know, sometimes people will work with you if you need that little extra edge, because you know what, it's going to help them when their property closes, if yours closes at a higher number than what's already on the market. You know, so, you know, maybe consider using pendings as well. Okay, when you meet an appraiser. All right, any questions on any of that? Anybody have anything? So remind me, the point of bringing that up is just to be aware of it and, you know, make sure you're prepared, okay? All right, next thing, coming soon. Did everybody see the email I sent out? Oh, go ahead, Joe.
Speaking about the appraisals, it just happened this week to one of my sales on Dogwood Avenue. So the buyer is actually putting 40% down, and they're borrowing 60%, which is a lot of equity to be putting into the project for the purchaser. The buyer also, the seller's sales price was $650. The contract price was $20,000 higher, $670, and the appraiser brought it in for $660. So the contract
that's why you want that 40% down buyer, because it's not an issue, right?
Right. And also it's in the contract reads that if the house appraises at the seller's price or above, the buyer is, you know, it will keep the buyer in the game. They can't use the appraisal as a fee below the 650. So that's where we're at with that one. But it just happened, yeah. And somebody told me just a couple of weeks ago, somebody was telling me that's we're going to see more and more of that happening now.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
we had plenty of comps. I furnished this guy with comps in contracts and closed sales all around his house for at and above the contract price. Like, I still brought it in like $9,000, almost $10,000 low.
Mm. Okay. Yes, they do. I know. All right. So, yeah. So just, you know, be aware of all of this, and you know, see me if you have any questions. And again, it also helps when you use, you know, and one more reason to recommend Freedom is because, you know, with stuff like this, you know, we have a little more control as opposed to going to some, you know, mortgage broker that we don't know at all, you know, if there's any issues, right? Okay, so moving on to coming soon. Did everybody see the email that was sent out? There was a quick write-up to clarify. This is kind of a new thing now with MLS with One Key for coming soon. All right, I'm going to share the memo. Everybody knows I emailed it to you. If you can't find the email, it's available in the. Okay, how do I do this? It's available on the intranet. So this is the document that was sent out. All right. So just to clarify, if you have a listing, you go on a listing appointment and the seller goes, well, you know, I need a week or two to get some things in order. I need to clean up, I need to paint. So one of the things you can do to secure the listing, because you do want to take the listing, you know, whenever you have a live person in front of you, you want to get that paperwork signed. So coming soon is an option for you. You could take it for up to 2 weeks. There's a form that needs to be filled out. It's on in .loop. I'll show you .loop. If you go under templates, this is going to work for me today. Yeah, there we go. Templates, and just search coming soon. Of course, it's not going to work because I didn't spell it right. That's why. There we go. One key coming soon authorization form. All right, so it's right there. You can share it with the seller along with the listing documents, or put it in the loop, fill it out. The most you can do it for is 2 weeks. All right, so you could take the listing and keep it in coming soon status for 2 weeks. So part of the rule was, you know, different places, where can you advertise it, where can't you advertise it. So this this memo that Mike put together outlines exactly what you can and can't do as far as coming soon goes. So marketing activities that are allowed, you're allowed to put it on your website. And hopefully with the new Delta tech that's coming out, we'll be able to put, we weren't allowed to put exclusives on our Zap sites, but hopefully with the new Delta, we'll be able to do that. All right, we're allowed to promote it on social media, but you have to market it as coming soon, okay? Allowed to send out direct email marketing as long as it says coming soon. The important note is you can market the property, you just have to make sure you do coming soon. You can book appointments for it. So to start after the coming soon date is. So say I take a listing today and it's not going to be available to show for 2 weeks. So that would make it October 9th, let's say, all right? So I could start taking appointments now for October 10th to say, you know, all right, you can show it on October 10th, okay? When it's in coming soon status, that means nobody gets in. You don't show it to anybody, nobody else is able to show it to anybody. It's just kind of to prep the market in case, like, say I have somebody who's looking, I can let my buyer know, well, this is coming in on the this is coming out on the market soon, okay? But if you put it in coming soon status, you could take it off sooner than, say, what did I say, October 9th? I could make it live before that. You just can't switch it back to a coming soon status. So say on October 2nd, the seller says, okay, I'm ready, and you put it live so it's on MLS. On October 4th, you can't say, no, now it's a coming soon, I'm switching it. Once you take it out of coming soon, it's always on MLS. Does everybody understand that? Everyone follow that? All right. So any marketing that you do, even if you put a sign up, it has to say coming soon. So I have to look into that to see about getting, you know, some kind of rider that says coming soon if somebody wants to do that. I haven't encountered it yet, but if you have somebody, we'll look into ordering coming soon riders. All right, mandatory though is you need to have that coming soon authorization form filled out, okay? And it can only be a maximum of 14 days. All right, and like I said before, nobody, including the listing agent or owner, is allowed to show the property during the coming soon period without changing the status to active, because then that's considered like a pocket listing or an illegal. Right now, private listings are illegal according to the new clear cooperation rules, okay? So you can't have that, all right? Does anybody have any questions on this? You know where to find it. It's written out. If you read it and you have any questions, just give me a call, okay? Good. Maybe so. Good. Okay. I'll stop sharing my screen now. All right, so as I mentioned, Delta Tech. We had Mike on our call a couple of weeks ago that talked about this new CRM platform that's coming out. They're starting to test it. They have a few select agents that are going to be working with them, you know, to test it out for not so much bugs, but to see like what other things we might like on it, what we don't like on it, how we could customize it to our agents' needs. So look for information about that. Managers should have access to it by the 1st of October, which is next week. We'll have some training sessions on it, and then we'll roll it out to other agents. All right, so for anyone who doesn't know, that's the new CRM platform that the company has paid a lot of money to roll out to help you guys. All right, it's supposed to be better than Business Builder and, you know, all the other tools that are currently provided. All right. Any questions on that? Yes. So you guys are awfully quiet today. I know I made you mute yourselves, but feel free to jump in if you have any questions. Marietta's upside down. What is she doing?
Hey, Laurie,
Yeah, go ahead, Jeff.
how far away is that for implementation, do you think?
The Delta Tech?
Yeah.
You guys should have access to it, and they're hoping for a mid-October rollout. It depends on how the beta testing goes. So, but I would say within a month's time. Okay?
Thank you.
And there'll be plenty of training on it. And supposedly they have a helpline that's available Monday through Friday during business hours. So if you get stuck on anything, you'll be able to call them. On the weekends, they have what's called a catastrophe line. They'll only handle calls like, say, all of a sudden your entire book of business is missing, or something gets deleted accidentally or something like that. Those are the kind of calls they'll take on the weekend. But if you're just calling for like user help kind of things, their help desk isn't available on weekends for that. It's just for emergencies.
Can I ask you another follow-up? I'm sorry. Is
Yeah.
that the same people who do like Market Leader, Business Builder, or is this a different product altogether?
From what I understand, the way Mike explains it is it's definitely Business Builder. It's going to be a CRM platform. So if you have all your contacts in Business Builder now, you can export them out of there and import them into Delta Tech. So it's going to have drip campaigns, but unlike Business Builder, you'll be able to use a text drip. So instead of a lot of people get so many emails, they don't even read them. And I know for a fact, because I know who reads my emails and who doesn't, that you guys don't read your emails, but when I text you, you respond to those usually. So there's a text portion of it, which is really good. It's also going to create our websites. So right now our websites are powered by Zap, and it's very limited what you can do. So anybody who has played around with their website that Century 21 gives you, it automatically feeds testimonials. It automatically feeds public listings only. Well, it doesn't really matter now because you can't take private listings, but rentals didn't show up on your website. If you had some kind of like a commercial property or a private listing, none of those would show up. So supposedly with this new website, we'll have the capability to do that, and we'll be able to change a little bit more about it. Also, it's going to feed leads. It's supposed to be what Zap originally was meant to do, but never did. So originally Zap was you answer your call, you take the Zap lead, and then it feeds into the Zap account. And then you could set it up on a drip campaign and keep in touch with that lead. But right now, none of that is working. So Delta Tech is supposed to do all that. It's supposed to be seamless for you guys to make your life easier to keep in touch with your leads and to incubate them a little bit better. All right. Does that answer your question? Jeff, does that answer your question?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, good. All right. Just a little reminder, today's a lot about housekeeping stuff. So minimum commissions, apparently there were some issues with some of our Queens and Brooklyn agents. So we were asked to remind everybody the company's policy on minimum commissions. So if you take a listing, first of all, what's the minimum commission you could take on any listing? Feel free, shout it out right now.
4.
Thank you. Yes. Good. And I'm glad that a newer agent. Yes, Joe, for you it's 7. Yeah. So everybody knows the minimum. I mean, we like to get more. And once you learn to show your worth, you should get more. But the absolute lowest commission we will take when taking a listing is 4%. Okay. That's anywhere. That's whether it's in Brooklyn, Queens, wherever. All right. Now, they decided to keep the minimum that we have to offer cooperating brokers out in Nassau and Suffolk is 2%, okay? So I know the reason why this came up is because some of the Queens agents started taking listings here in Nassau County, and here you guys are up competing, and they're only offering out 1.5, even once. That's new. We're doing 2%. So if you see something like that, let me know. I'll call the office manager and find out. All right. Although I don't want to spend, I have too much stuff to do already. I don't want to be the rules police. But if we see something, in one of our direct areas, Valley Stream, Franklin Square, Almont, let me know and I will talk to the manager. Okay. Everybody was made aware at the last managers meeting that in Nassau and Suffolk, the minimum that they can offer out is 2%. So we should not see from a Century 21 American Homes agent any listings that are only offering out 1.5, okay, or even more smaller. Now, for Queens or Brooklyn, it's still the same rule, whatever the prevailing rate is in that area. Okay, you still can have to take 4%, but what you offer to cooperating agents, and we all know Queens is the Wild West, and you're going to wind up doing 95% of the work because they don't know what they're doing. So, you know, you should get a little bit more on your site. We're not going to pose it to our sellers that way, of course, but, you know, that's the reality of it. All right, so if you take a listing in Brooklyn and all the other listings in that area are only offering 1% out, you can offer 1% out and keep 3% on the listing side, okay? If you have any questions, see me about that. Again, Queens also same thing, you know, 1.5 out, you know, or 1, whatever the prevailing rate is in that area. Any questions on that? Okay, I hear crickets, so I'm gonna say no. All right, so last but not least, we're coming up on October, right? What is October usually? That's our Realtor New Year, right?
Halloween.
It's our New Year's Eve. You know, I'm the crazy lady in Party City buying the New Year's Eve decorations every year, and everyone's looking at me like, what's wrong with you? But, so this year obviously is a little different. So I'm going to ask you guys for suggestions. We usually have our New Year's Eve brunch and we kick off, you know, we're still going to do our one-on-one. So look for an email from me with the Sign Up Genius. We could do them in person or via Zoom, whichever you prefer. You just have to let me know what you prefer. And we'll sit down and do your goals for 2021, all right, and during the month of October. So, but I'd still like to do something maybe, but what do you guys suggest? Because we're limited in how many people we can have, so I can't do the usual brunch thing that we usually do for multiple reasons. One, for the number of people, and also the sharing of food that's not gonna work. We usually get a big buffet and, you know, so I don't know about you, but I don't want people breathing all over my food. So, anyone have any suggestions on what we could do? What you'd like to do?
Do it virtually.
We could do it virtually. We could do, you want to do a Happy New Year happy hour? We could do a happy hour. I tried that once. I had 2 people on the call with me during the pandemic, but it's up to you guys. What do you want? You know, let me know what you want to do. I'm up for suggestions because I don't feel like, I don't want it to be lost. You know, I think it's something you guys all enjoy, but I don't really know how to do it safely. Does that make sense?
Virtual.
Virtual? All right. All right, let me think about it. Let me see if I can do something. I mean, if it's virtual, I mean, do you want to do a virtual happy hour? Do you want to do just a virtual brunch like we usually do? Or what do you want to do? You got to buy your own food then if you do it virtually. That's one of the perks. You used to get a free meal out of me.
Just use virtual food.
Virtual food, yeah, okay. All right. All right, so you're leaving this up to me. All right, I'll have to think of something then. We'll figure it out. All right. So, which also leads to holiday parties are all up in the air. They're still trying to figure out. I doubt any of that's going to happen this year. Especially sort of thing on the news today that, especially in the city, cases are rising again. So let's, yes, it's you Queens people, Wayne. So, yeah, so just remain vigilant, keep your 6 feet, wash your hands, wear your mask if you can. Stay safe, that's the most important thing. So that's all I had. You guys have anything you want to talk about or go over? Go ahead, Tim. Is your audio on, Tim?
Oh, I didn't hear what you said. Yeah, just real quick, as far as interest rates are concerned, very choppy. We're not quite at the lows, but we are way off the highs. One of the things I think I mentioned to you guys a while back was when your regular conventional market, when the when the rates on those conventional loans that are tied directly to mortgage bonds, when those rates drop so quickly, Sony Mae kind of gets left behind because Sony Mae takes down a large block of money at what they think is a discounted rate, and they lend it out till it's gone. So Sony Mae had been lagging behind for a while, and it was not the best deal in town. Okay. It was still, good in certain situations, but if you were looking for the lowest rate, that was not the best place to go. What we've had now is Sony Mae has lent out all that money. They've pulled down enough at cheaper rates. The rates are down today on Achieve the Dream 2.625. So that right now is pretty damn close to the best game in town. So if you think about it, if they qualify for Achieve the Dream, where the income limit is $109,000 for a couple, okay, they will get 2.625. And if they wanted to take the down payment assistance money, where they can receive up to $15,000 towards their down payment, that rate would be, it bumps the interest rate 3/8 of a point, so it's 3%, which is a home run. As far as, because right now your regular conventional rate is about 3% right now, give or take in either direction, depending upon the day. Okay. Their low interest rate program, which is not the lowest interest rate that they offer. I got to make sure everyone remembers that. Achieve the Dream is lower than low interest rate. Don't ask me to explain that, but that rate is 3% right now, which is right in line with your normal conventional rates. And if you wanted to take the down payment assistance, okay, that rate would be 3.375, which may not sound fantastic to most people, but talk to anyone who bought a house in the last 20 years. It's an unbelievable rate. One other thing, what we're talking about right now as far as appraisals, right, and as far as all the competition that's out there on houses that are move-in ready and people going above ask. I know we ran into this a couple of years back, and I think I relayed the same conversation. It may be a good time to start looking at the other end of the market, right, where the deals are. If somebody's looking for a deal, the other end of the market may be in the place to start looking, okay, where it's, where it needs work. Now, full disclosure, rental loans are very challenging right now. I think everyone is aware of, the challenges that we're running into with getting titles in and clearing titles because the town's not fully open yet, right? This has caused a backlog in our pipelines because we're just have so many, they're kind of clogged up. So we have so many more people to keep in touch with. So any type of construction that would require a permit, not a lot of fun right now. Okay, I have one deal going on, and it's not just because of the permits, it's because of a couple of other things. But we started this deal at the beginning of the pandemic, and we're still waiting, But I did a couple open houses this weekend on vacant properties. And in this situation, an easy way to use that program is for new appliances. No permit needed, no contractor estimate needed. If somebody goes in to one of these, houses that are now vacant and the appliances are dated, you can go right down to PC Richard, get an invoice for brand new appliances. We submit that, and we'll use part of the state's neighborhood revitalization money to pay for those appliances. Nice little perk there. I'm also using that program to lift the income limit. So it's almost like a double bonus there. All right. So anyone has any questions on that, don't let me know now. You contact me after the meeting, shoot me an email or send me a text. But the big news is Sony Mae is now back down. The rates are the best deal in town right now if the borrower qualifies. All right. And that's really all I have right now.
Thank you. All right, so open houses, we have a couple open houses this weekend. Elizette's doing 72 Northfields tomorrow, 11 to 1, that's in Elmont. Doreen is doing, she's got a new listing in Roslyn Heights, 107 St. Mark's Place, Sunday 1 to 3. That is also for rent. She's had the rental for a while and seller just put it up for sale. I also have a new listing. If anyone has any investors, it's 102 West Boulevard in East Rockaway down in Bay Park. The house has been lifted, but it needs everything else. So it's an all cash, or like Tim was saying, rehab loan. Because it's actually fenced off. You can't even get it, and it's driveway only. So asking 385, but she's definitely flexible on that number. So if you have any investors, please show it. All right. And anybody else have any listings they want to talk about? No? Wow, crickets. Not happy. Oh, crickets. All right, so in conclusion, pay your dues, remember the minimum commissions, and look for the email from me about our one-on-ones for 2021, okay? Oh, one more deal, most importantly. You all need to do one more deal. That's it. We're ending the meeting on a good note. One more deal, right? Everybody say it with me. One more deal. One more deal.
One
Come
more
on.
deal. One
There
more
you
deal.
go.
One more deal. Two more deals. Come on, please.
Two more,
Oh,
yes.
God help me.
I love it. I love the enthusiasm. All right, everyone. Have a great weekend, and I'm here if you need me.
Yep.
All right. take
Bye-bye.
care. Bye.